Hello, today I'm going to be doing a comparative analysis of Gen X and Millennial internet etiquette in communicating via email. My interview subjects were my mother. She has extensive background in childcare, event management, medical billing and coding, and she is Generation X. And my second subject was my wife, who has extensive banking experience, management experience, and volunteer group organization experience. Starting with my mom, her email dues were to be formal, to be direct, and to be clear. First and foremost, she wanted a streamlined effect in her internet communication, her email communications. Her email don'ts were to give out personal information. She was very wary of this, and to use the same email address for personal and business purposes. For her, it's easier just to keep the two separate from the get-go. That way it's easier to find pertinent information and keep track of conversations. Her nevers were to open emails from unknown sources, again, very focused on internet security. Never open odd-looking attachments, same vein, and never forget to use security locks when possible. She's very security-focused. My wife, her dues in terms of internet communication were save all important emails. That way you never know when you're going to need to pull up old information, and it helps for communication in the long run. Personalize your writing style. She had an emphasis on being personable and making the writing engaging, so that way people pay more attention. And finally, she used the sundown rule, essentially reply to all emails by the end of the day to make sure that everybody is taken care of and nobody feels left out. Moving on, her don'ts were to use emojis in a professional setting. This is frowned upon where she comes from. Don't respond purely emotionally. If you have high emotions, take a moment, think about it, maybe get a proofreader, which leads into the next point. Never pass up, or don't pass up an opportunity for a proofreader if the email is important. It always helps. It might seem like you're going out of the way, but it helps. Her nevers were to ignore business emails and to send unnecessary confidential information. So, to conclude, they had some pretty similar points. Mainly their focus on internet security. My mother was far more focused on internet security than my wife, but they both had it in their awareness. Now, points of contention where my wife valued personability in emails, whereas my mother, a Gen Xer, really focused on streamlining conversations and being formal. At the same time, my mom was far less concerned with the sundown rule. To her, in her business world, things get busy. It's understandable if you need a little bit more time to get back to somebody. It can't always be it by the end of the day. But my wife, coming from a corporate background, the sundown rule is primary in that setting. But those were my conclusions.